What up, YouTube? Timu's here. Since this month, I'm doing my reviews for past March movies. Here is my review for the 2013 film Oz Great and Powerful. Now, Oz Great and Powerful was released by Disney back on March 8, 2013. It was, of course, a prequel to the classic Wizard of Oz tale, and it was directed by Sam Raimi, the same guy who gave us films such as, the Evil Dead films, the Spider-Man films. It is insane to believe that this is actually the last movie Sam Raimi actually directed. He's produced since then, like he produced Don't Breathe, the Evil Dead remake, and all. But this is actually like his last film until Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness comes out next year, which is actually his next film. But anyway, now Oscar and Powerful, is it as good as The Wizard of Oz? Obviously not. But I gotta say, I really enjoyed the Oscar and Powerful. It was really a decent, a decent new take on the classic, iconic tale that we all know and love. This was pretty much before like Dorothy became, before Dorothy and Scarecrow and all that. Although a bit of a spoiler, but we end up finding out how the Scarecrow became, by the way, because there's like a really funny scene where this guy ends up telling James Franco's Oz character, "Hey, I could build a Scarecrow." That's pretty much indicate that he's the person behind the Scarecrow. Then of course there's like a really funny scene where a lion comes out, where like a lion comes out. I'm pretty sure that's the cowardly lion. So it has a little stuff that you know from the Wizard of Oz lore. Anyway, now now this film is actually more based on the it's more based on the classic novel by L. Franco more than the actual film. You got James Franco, who of course who pretty much portrays the role of Oz, who is like who is very much like a circus this a circus magician named Oscar Diggs, who is hurled away from Kansas into this into like his hot air balloon, which of course he has. If you guys don't remember in the Wizard of Oz, he ends up mentioning of how he got to Oz and all that. So this pretty much shows like how he really got to Oz and who he became and all that. And so here he ends up hurling away from Kansas into the wonderful land of Oz, and he ends up and however, these three witches named Theodore, played by Mila Kunis, Eleanor, played by Rachel Weisz, and Glinda, played by Michelle Williams, remain unconvinced that Oscar is the the great wizard that inhabitants of Oz and all. And there's a bit of a relationship between Theodore and so there's that too. Now, of course, Sam Raimi and James Franco, they have a bit of a relationship because they, of course, worked together in the Spider-Man movies. So it was pretty cool to see them together, working together on this. Now, it was pretty cool to see the iconic. Alright, this might be a bit of a spoiler, but the movie's been out since 2013, so if you still haven't seen the film by now, you probably have no intention of seeing it. But Mila Kunis' witch character is the pretty much the iconic Wicked Witch of the West we know and love from The Wizard of Oz. It shows how she became wicked. It, I mean, Rachel Weisz's character is actually the witch that Dorothy ends up killing in the beginning of The Wizard of Oz. So we end up seeing who she was. Anyway, and you also have some other pretty cool characters here too. Like you have Zach Braff, who voices Finley, who's this winged monkey, who's like an ally who ends up becoming friends with with James Franco's Oz character. Uh, you actually got Joey King, who voices the China girl, who's this young living China dog from Chinatown. You also got Tony Cox, who's in this from Bad Santa fame. It was pretty funny to see Tony Cox pop up. And of course, this wouldn't be a Sam Raimi film without the myth, the legend, Mr. Bruce Campbell popped up. He pretty much played, the Winker Guard. If you guys remember the Wizard of Oz, those guards who blocked the witch's castle and all that, and there's that Oreo. You guys remember the classic? So. But anyway, that aside, this movie is it's much better than it had any intentions being. I mean, is it as I said, is it as good as the original Wizard of Oz? Obviously not. But it was really cool to see how the wizard became who he was. Because at the time I first saw the Wizard of Oz, I was always like, I always wanted to see a story of how he became and all that. And I'm glad that they finally made one. Uh, of course, like the Wizard of Oz, this ended up going from black and white to color. So I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, I remember watching Oz Great and Powerful on the big screen when it got released. I mean, believe it or not, in 2013, I actually had I literally saw not one but two Wizard of Oz based stuff. I actually saw this, and then in late 2013, Warner Bros. Actually did a like an IMAX 3D re-release of the original Wizard of Oz, so it was pretty cool to see the original on the big screen along with the prequel in the same year. But anyway, it's still a shame we never really got to see a sequel because it would have been cool to see James Franco, interact with Dorothy and the gang and all. Of course, not so long ago, it was announced that we are getting a remake of Wizard of Oz, so there's that. But anyway, yeah, this film was so darn good. It was fun. It was really charming at times. The fancy aspect was really cool. I mean, this movie did not really get the best reviews. It has like a 57% on Rotten Tomatoes. So, yeah, there's that. But, yeah, I thought this was actually not so bad. I mean, was it as, like I said, was it as good as the original Wizard of Oz? Obviously not. But, the effects was really cool, really entertaining. I mean, if you guys have not really seen it, I'm not sure where you can find it. I'm a little surprised that Disney Plus don't have Oz Great and Powerful. I mean, they got Return to Oz, but not Great and Powerful. That's a bit. I wonder if Disney Plus will actually get that line. But yeah, that aside, yeah, Oz Great and Powerful is such really cool. I mean, I remember watching it about twice in theaters when it got released. I saw it like in IMAX, and really fun flick to watch. And I still wish Sam Raimi and Disney would go ahead and do a sequel because I would love to see it follow up. But I haven't like movie literally premiered back in 2013, and we still have not even heard or talked about a sequel. So go figures, I guess. And it is also crazy to believe that James Franco did Spring Breakers that same month. I remember watching Spring Breakers like about 2 weeks after Oscar and Powerful. I'm like, interesting turnaround for James Franco, but hey, I do like Franco, so go figure out. Anyway, let me leave it to you guys. Have you ever seen the Wizard of Oz prequel, Oz Great and Powerful? If so, what you thought of it? Were you a fan of it? Were you not a fan of it? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Tim Sign.